Good morning YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to be looking at some Phalaenopsis that are growing on the windowsill. I have brought them in for the winter time. They normally grow outside in the greenhouse, but I brought them in this year because last year they suffered a little bit of cold damage, which you can see right here, and I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. But we're just going to go through these 6 phals one at a time and talk about tips for growing them on your windowsill. So the first one here, this phal, we actually repotted together. It was one that came as a gift from a neighbor in one of those great big sort of gift baskets with no drainage holes. It's done really well, and everybody asked what the flower looks like, and here's the flower from it. It wasn't in spike at the time, but it certainly is now. It's in a plastic pot, and I put that into a clay pot just for sturdiness. I keep everything in saucers so if I accidentally overwater, it's not going to go all over the place. So these phals are all in spike or in bloom, and they're sitting in a west window. Right now, as I say, the window is closed because of filming. Here is heat damage, so that looks a little different than cold damage. That was from the summertime, but this guy here, Schilleriana, is nicely in spike there. Beautiful plant. I love the color of the leaves. So the reason I brought them indoors is phals are a warm growing plant. They don't really like greenhouse temperatures as much in the wintertime. So I wanted to make sure that they had warmer nighttime lows. This is one of my mini phals that I got at Home Depot for $1. It has a little bit of cold damage, which just looks like a little bit of mottling. And I see there's a blemish here on this, so I'm going to, not really a blemish, but some sort of sticky honeydew that's gone black. Just going to clean up that leaf since it's going to be living inside for the winter time. I'm just using plain old water and a paper towel for that. This guy I have in a little plastic cup inside the pot. Just keeps a little bit more humidity in there, and again, if I was to overwater, it acts as a saucer as well. This guy here is doing really well. You can see new roots growing healthy on this guy here. Let me see if I can just zoom in a bit. Healthy roots are quite pointy and usually are a different color at the end. Some are green, some are brown, some are red tips, but they all sort of have the same appearance to them. This one has several spikes on it. It's been growing strong since the middle of summer. I'll just keep moving you over a little bit. It's sort of a off yellowy color. This one's almost done, but there's a lot of nice looking ones still on here. And it just keeps flowering from the end too. There's some new buds. So while we're looking at buds, one of the things, if I was to leave it in the greenhouse, we could end up with bud blast in there. Bud blast occurs if a sudden drop in temperature was to happen to these guys. They would actually just turn yellow and fall off. Now the reasons for bud blast would be difference in humidity or difference potentially even in light, but usually it's going to be difference in environmental humidity or temperature. This guy here, he is actually not in spike at the moment. He's one of my older phals. You can see he's had many years worth of leaves that have grown and died, and he's actually forming a stalk to him. One of these times we're going to replant him together. He's got all kinds of aerial roots to him and all kinds of roots that are in the pot that need to be carefully worked with. But that's definitely for a different video. He's going to appreciate the warmer nighttime lows as well. So this last guy here, that is from the cold damage there. It is just sort of a tissue decay that never actually went anywhere. It feels just sunken in. It's not expanding, it's not growing, it's not black or mushy. The new leaves look just fine. If we look at that one there, bright and shiny. I'm going to turn it around here. If I can, it's getting caught on the window. It does have a spike on it that's in flower right here. It's kind of an orange color with pink lip. It's got a few dead spikes on it as well, and it's got a new spike. So in order to remove the dead spike, just use a sharp pair of sterilized scissors. Now these spikes are very dead. They are actually dried out already, but I'm just going to give it a cut there. And I'm going to give this guy a cut, being careful not to nick the new one. There we go. And so that is what a new spike will look like. They kind of look different than roots. They almost look like little mittens, I think. Or almost like a claw, like a lobster claw. But either way, they don't look like a root. This one's been in this pot for years as well. Time for a repot. Lots of aerial roots. You see there's a few roots that have just past their time, so you can always trim off any dead roots. A dead root is going to feel very papery. If you look here, you can actually, I don't know if it'll focus as close. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. So you can see the dead root, and you can almost hear it too. It's dried out and crinkly, where a new root would never do that if it had moisture in it. And here's another one. This thing has so many roots from so many years. Don't worry if a root does die, as long as it has plenty of new ones. The roots are only there to support the leaves that are to support the leaf growth that's right above it. So if the leaves have passed years ago, the roots will eventually die as well, just down below. So this one's going to need a repotting as well. The reason you like to repot them is the media gets sour. It doesn't necessarily break down, but it gets more acidic, and that's going to cause faster root degeneration as well. But you can see all the spikes that this one has had over the years. Many spikes. But anyways, that is just a few quick hints and tips to grow Phalaenopsis orchids on your windowsill. In the wintertime here, this is going to be in a nice bright west window. You could even move it into a south window for the winter, but you would never want to grow them in a south window for the summertime. In the wintertime, they can be up close to the window as well. In the summer, you want to back them off so the heat of the sun doesn't cook them. Just to show you this one last time, that is a sunburn right there, just from being in the greenhouse environment, but that is what your orchid leaves would look like if they were subjected to too much heat in the summertime sun. Anyways, I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching.